recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios Brisbane on 102.1 FM.
And broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Z Games.
With 10 years experience and over 500 episodes,
Z Games brings you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture.
Want to reach out? Message us on Facebook at ZEDGamesAU.
Hello. My name is Zahra, and with me in the studio tonight is
Caroline
and
Hazel.
And you're listening to Z Games. That's right. In case the intro didn't clue you in, we're here to talk about video games, and we've got a fair bit of video game-y stuff to talk about. I believe we've got gaming news.
Reviews?
I guess. Yeah, I think we have those.
Pop culture and events?
Yeah. Anyway, how are we doing tonight? Is anyone else hungry?
Is that an emotion?
I ate an entire bowl of chips.
Ooh.
And I had to pay $73 for parking, so I have mixed emotions.
That certainly balances itself out, I think. Like, it's sort of like, it's a seesaw. And I think $73 parking fee might balance out a bowl of chips with a good
Such a good bowl of chips. I don't think I can really shout that out.
Well, you can. They're a proud supporter of 4ZZZ.
Oh, that's right. Netherworld. It's right across the road and very convenient and good chips.
Good chips. How about you, Hazel? Are you hungry?
I am hungry.
Are you hungry for gaming news?
Yes.
Oh,
I have an appetite
for knowledge.
Alrighty,
take it away, Toby.
Whoop.
This week in gaming news. Screen Australia has announced the backing of Aussie Games to the tune of $3 million Australian dollars through its Games Expansion Pack Fund and First Nations Game Studio Fund. The First Nations Game Studio Fund awarded $600,000 to two studios, Guck and Awesome Black, both working on projects related to First Nations storytelling and talent development. Additionally, the Games Expansion Pack Fund provided $2.4 million in funding to 21 different studios across the country. The funded games cover a wide range of genres and platforms and aim to accelerate skills and creativity within the Australian games industry. Additionally, the federal government has introduced the Digital Games Tax Offset, providing a 30% refundable tax offset for projects with budgets over $500,000. A link to all of the projects funded and their synopsises will be posted to our Facebook page at ZEDGamesAU. Smell like a gamer. In recent news, Xbox is going a bit crazy with a theme sweepstakes with both a Barbie movie tie-in with a Barbie Dreamhouse custom console and Barbie and Ken controller faceplates. But they pulled out all the stops with the release of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. This release not only has a sweepstake for 4 controllers designed after each of the turtles themselves, but they can also come with a built-in scent diffuser shaped like a slice of delicious New York Zahra. Smell-o-vision at its finest. If you're interested in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mutant Mayhem controller, this giveaway will be running till August 13 this year, where you will need to retweet the Xbox Game Pass sweepstakes tweet or whatever they end up being called with the X rebrand. For an easy link, click through the news post on our Facebook page at ZEDGamesAU. AI in the news goes Glorbo. This week, the World of Warcraft Reddit community tricked an online publishing AI by feeding it false data about a made-up character, Glorbo, its mandatory item Click-Clack, and their nemesis, Quackion, the aspect of ducks, resulting in the generation of fake content presented as actual news under the pseudonym Lucy Reed. This account is credited to writing near 80 articles a day with potentially little to no oversight. This incident raises questions about the validity of AI automated publishing and its potential impact on the increased value of human-generated or at least human-moderated content. Now in Activision Blizzard news. Look, I'm just as sick as you that these guys keep being in the news. TLDR is basically they screwed up the Diablo 4 release and people are complaining that the company's being cheap. of unfair nerfing, that the menu design is tricking people into buying the season pass, of new items creating nausea, and that some players' characters' butts are out in the open. Also, that the FTC has backed out of the whole merger with Microsoft blockage, and Overwatch 2 is coming to Steam. To read more about these stories, check out the links in the news post on our Facebook page at ZDD Games AU. And now for some quick bites. Mods have given your favourite NPCs in Stardew Valley AI brains. Yep, think about that like Jordan Gerblick of Games Radar.
When you know those video game characters had to have had their existing inner workings hollowed out and replaced with the increasingly ominous power of AI, I could only imagine those interactions feeling incredibly creepy, as if it's not really them anymore.
The mod is Talk to InWorld's AI Villagers and is now available on Nexus Mods. And the US Entertainment Software Ratings Board wants to scan you and your child's face to validate age with digital purchases. The proposal to the FTC would have you upload a photo into a system controlled by Yoti, an Epic Games subsidiary with collaboration with company Super Awesome, which would be analysed and then deleted. They go on to claim that the system poses no substantial risk to parents' privacy. And now for some of the upcoming game releases. On Friday, July 28, Disney Illusion Island is coming to Switch. Monday 31st, F1 Manager 2023 is coming to PC, PlayStation and Xbox. Wednesday, August 2nd, Ninja or Die Shadow of the Sun is coming to PC. And lastly, on Thursday, August 3rd, Explore Nature, Relax and Take Photos in Flutter Away coming to PC. And that's all this week in gaming news.
Thank you so much for the news, Toby. Quite a lot to unpack. First, would you two upload a photo of yourselves in order to purchase something online?
No, I just wouldn't buy the thing because give me an extra step and I won't do it.
If I want my face to be seen, I would just go to a store in person.
Yes.
Which, I don't know.
Is the aim here that it's going to digitally analyze your face to determine your age and if you're allowed to buy the thing?
I think so.
That's never been exploited before.
Also, I know a lot of adults who look really young.
Yeah.
So
there's I can't
imagine that being reliable.
Yeah, I am a sufferer of chronic baby face. I get carded all the time.
Same.
And to have like a computer just be like, nah, you're clearly a child. You can't play Left 4 Dead. Not for you.
Uh-oh, computer
Also,
says you're 15 years old.
Can you just upload a random picture of somebody else instead?
Could you print out like a photo of like one of your parents and you hold it up to the camera in front of your face?
Oh
no,
my God.
you print out a photo of your parents with the eyes cut out as your mask, and you hold that up when you need to.
Wow, that's horrifying.
You wear your parents' skin.
Don't do that.
Anyway,
no,
I'm ready to go Glorbo mode.
Glorbo! I think, honestly, I don't care about World of Warcraft Glorbo. I don't know who that Glorbo is. I am all about Glorbo from Destiny.
Glorbo from your shows?
Yeah, of course I care about Glorbo from my shows, but I'm not here to talk about Glorbo from my shows. Not
true. Gaming
until
show.
later in the show.
That's right.
I'm here to talk about Glorbo from Destiny, where you have to go to the Dreaming City and go in front of every cat statue and then do a unique dance emote in front of each cat statue. And there's 12 of those statues, so you have to really keep track of how many, which dance emotes are used.
What if you don't have enough dance emotes?
Then you have to get some more. I don't know what to tell you. Don't be a scrub. If you want to get the Glorbo experience, you have to get good.
Give me that sweet Glorbo
shows
experience.
up if you try to play a corrupted Minecraft save file.
Ooh. Did you also get a letter from creator of Minecraft, Hatsune Miku, saying that the Glorbo is actually her long lost brother who disappeared 20 years ago? Oh, well, that's a bit ominous. That's a bit weird.
You didn't get that letter? I thought everyone did.
No, you see, I I was going to make a joke that I don't care about Minecraft, but that's a lie.
That's such a lie.
That's such a lie.
You care about
Minecraft
Minecraft
more than
so
I do.
much.
Did either of you ever watch those like totally true sighting of Herobrine in Minecraft videos and then get scared?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't
text in
seek out creepypasta stuff.
0420-626-733 if you also got freaked out by Herobrine, or the possibility of Herobrine ending up in your save file and corrupting your Minecraft castle, because that was definitely a serious concern of mine. I don't know about you two. Like, you two seem, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this.
I'm strong and not afraid.
Well, okay.
Not
Well,
of Herobrine, anyway.
while we're thinking about things that we are or aren't afraid of.
So you're listening to Zed Games, is that it?
You're listening to Zed Games.
You're listening to Zed Games.
Hello, you're listening to Zed Games.
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 Perfect. Thank you. My name is Zahra, and with me in the studio tonight is Caroline and Hazel.
Hey.
We're Zed Games, and we're here to talk about something that was happening at the Brisbane Powerhouse last Saturday.
Was it games?
Was it games? It was only the Queensland Games Festival, formerly known as Go 423.
Ooh. Many games.
There were many games, and I am about to list some of them. Okay, so we had Sea of Survivors, Verbal Void, Neurodiverse Adventure, Crash Course Builder, Go-Go Town. We also had My Little Pony, Main Merge, Bears in Space, Isle of Feathers, Fire Noodle Eating Champs, Night RPG, Ribbit, Metal Evil, Sumorbit, Frog Rain, Halloween Catastrophe, On Point VR, Maywa VR, Curses and Covens, Gem Hunters, Battle Mage vs. Mechadynos, Scarlet Pages, and there were more. There were
so many games.
There were so many games.
In such a small space. Well, it wasn't really small.
So we have been attending Go 423, now known as the Queensland Games Festival, which I feel is a much more appropriate name.
Yes, because what is 423? Why 423?
I don't know.
None of your business.
Wow, thanks.
None of your beeswax, that's what it is. But I think that this was perhaps the most amazing turnout I have seen so far, and this event has been running for 10 years. 10 whole years.
Wow.
And
there's been 10 of them.
Yes.
They did skip a year in 2020.
Yes.
For obvious
I
reasons.
wonder why.
But yeah, it was really, it's always very fun for us because we get to run the game dev hot seat where we just sort of drag people to the stage and make them talk about their video games for a bit.
In front of a crowd of people.
Which is way more fun and less scary than it actually sounds.
Game devs love being put on stage in front of hundreds of people.
Well, yes, they famously love that. But I think we do a fairly decent job at helping people not have a panic attack up on stage, because we're actually also not very used to talking in front of crowds.
Yeah.
Talking into a microphone, that's easy.
Yeah, we do that.
We do that every week.
Yeah.
Talking into a microphone with people actually looking at you, that's a whole other barrel of fish. But we're not here to talk about stage fright. We're here to talk about the games that we saw. And one of the reasons that I think that renaming it to Queensland Games Festival was much more appropriate was because, well, we had games from all over Queensland. We even had 2 games from my hometown, Cairns, which was really nice. I was like, oh my God, what are you guys doing here? We have games over there? And you came down here to show us your games? That's awesome. And I know that I had a couple of favorites. How about you two?
Yeah, I had favorite.
Do you want to talk about those?
My favorite was On Point. It was a VR shooting game.
It was like
in the style of
you know,
Breakout.
Breakout? Yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh, no, not Breakout. I can't remember, but it was an old arcade game.
It's a
like
VR
arcade...
light gun game.
Yes.
And you're like in an arcade kind of setting where you have like these moving targets.
And you can
things.
choose what mini games, choose difficulty of an easy one, a medium one, or a hard one, and you use the... They had 3D printed a gun
they
controller.
Had designed a 3D printed gun specifically for the VR controllers.
So cool.
What else did you play?
Oh, Go-Go Town.
Go-Go Town?
Which was fun because I got to run around a little town with a chainsaw.
Oh, yeah.
And,
okay. I see the appeal.
There were pigeons.
And
there were mummies. And you could high-five the mummies.
What were you running around with a chainsaw for?
Because I could.
What?
Oh, I was supposed to be chainsawing trees to collect wood because you gather resources to build a town.
Right, yes.
And you process those resources and you can farm, and there's chickens and cows and other cool stuff.
Oh, this might scratch that, what was that game? Farmville itch.
It looked very Farmville.
But better?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it looked much better.
Yeah, very, very much better. I speak good English.
And how about you, Hazel?
I really enjoyed Sumorbit.
Yes, that was
made
fun.
by a local developer called Jet Williams, and he's big into the Super Smash Bros. Scene. So he's
that makes a lot of
designed
sense.
A gravity-based fighting game where you play as a planet, and it's really hard to describe. The controls are not simple to pick up, but once you do pick them up, it's so much fun.
It makes a lot of sense when you do get it.
Yeah, it looks very physics-based, and the concept seems relatively simple.
The controls are not like anything you've ever used before. So they take some learning, but once you get it, and it's fun.
I got a chance to play a little bit of Isle of Feathers, which is a board game being developed by a couple of local devs. I managed to forget what their team name is. But it's super fun. You get to build these islands using these tiles. You draw bird cards, and you have to try and build habitats for those birds. And the most amount of birds you manage to settle on this island, the more points you get. You have the most amount of birds.
I don't believe they've come up with a company name or anything. It's just Daniel.
It's just you know what, that checks out. I love you, Daniel. Yeah, but that was a lot of fun, especially because one of the things that they make room for in the game is the opportunity to read out these ridiculous bird names. Some of them are real, some of them aren't, and just be like, yes, the bearded spangled munchkin is a rare bird that loves to insult tourists and their hats. And you just kind of get to do that. It doesn't really add any points, but you get laughs, which are the real points. Which are the real points, if I'm being entirely honest. Also got to play... what was it called again? It was a fossil
Diggers VR.
Fossil Diggers VR,
which I also really enjoyed.
Yeah, it looks so...
You got to play it?
I got to play 5 minutes of it.
I played none of it because it was so busy every time I went over. I just got to stare longingly at it.
Yeah.
The devs let me jump the queue. I didn't ask, they just offered.
The devs also let me play when it was pack up time.
Okay.
Everyone there was so lovely. I want to just take a moment just to be like, everyone was so lovely and so sweet, and I am so proud of the game dev community we have here in Queensland. I feel like we really got something special. We have this incredible variety of games from all sorts of people from all over the state. And it's just very, very cool.
It is very cool.
Yeah. There were so many other games. We cannot get into all of them now because it took us all day just to interview everyone. But definitely, it is definitely worth checking out. There will be a post about it on our Facebook tomorrow at ZEDGamesAU.
And if this sounds super cool to you and you didn't get to see it this time,
there's another one next year.
It's on every year.
Every year. We
should
love
come along.
it.
Unless there's,
it's a free event.
knock on wood, another pandemic. There's one every year.
Every year.
Queensland Games Festival.
Queensland Games Festival. It's free. It's fun. It's a great day out. And it's at the Brisbane Powerhouse. And it's just...
There's also markets going on outside.
We don't care about the markets.
But come to the markets.
I don't care.
And
We're
also
not
go to the
promoting
games.
Markets. We're here to promote
True.
Games Festival.
Games Festival.
Forget markets. Games. Video games.
Sorry.
Stop going
What was I thinking?
Stop going outside. Stop touching grass. Stop talking to people. Play a video game.
Touch digital grass and that's it.
Yes, exactly. Or board game grass.
Cardboard grass? Little
sometimes?
grass tokens made of lovingly carved wood.
You know that weird fake grass that would come in like takeaway containers from like sushi restaurants?
What?
This was like 15 years ago.
Yes. It was... Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Huh?
Oh.
They kind of used it to divide the sushi so it wouldn't touch the wasabis.
It was another example of how much plastic we used unnecessarily. Anyway, Queensland Games Festival was incredible.
It was.
And I am absolutely... It's honestly a little bit of an honour to be able to cover events like this. If you didn't have a chance to check it out, I hope to see you there next year. And if any of these games sounded quite interesting, feel free to check it out. These are local devs, people that are just really earnest and really love what they do. My name is Zahra, and with me in the studio tonight is...
It's me, Caroline.
And...
Hazel.
Thank you for not that.
Wow.
Every time I put you on the microphone, you throw me off, and it's like, oh, I need to be quicker, I need to be smarter, I need to be more witty, and I can't. I'm not witty enough.
Neither am I, honestly.
Oh, okay, well. All right, well, we're all in this together. Anyway, I'm super excited because we now get to talk about... Actually, I'm not that excited. I'm actually not that excited. So, Season 2 of Sonic Prime came out recently, and we watched it because I was so excited. I'm demonstrating my excitement by grabbing the table as if I'm going to shake it, but it is 5 million tons and impossible to move.
It's bolted to the floor.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. And it's 5 million tons. Because we've talked about the first season of Sonic Prime.
Yes.
And we were like, that was so much fun. The animation looks incredible. The voice acting features all these like voices that are unfamiliar to us or just familiar enough to us to be like, oh my gosh, I know that voice. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed sort of like how it switched things up where instead of Sonic just, being perfect and like fixing everything right off the bat, Sonic actually has flaws and kind of sucks as a friend sometimes.
A lot of the time.
Yeah. Which was fun. It was kind of like, whoa. But also like, no hero is perfect.
Interesting storytelling.
Yeah, and it was refreshing.
Yes.
Instead of just Sonic being like, too slow, and then speeding off and saving the day.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more complicated.
Well, that would be too short.
That would be too short. Season 2.
Yawn Fest.
3 episodes felt like Sonic Boom. It was just a huge downgrade from the previous season.
It really was.
It picked up a little bit in animation quality and writing and pacing and everything after that.
Yeah.
But it still was nowhere near the first season.
Yeah, like the very first episode was like, it was pretty fun. It was quick paced. It had like you know, some of that fun, like, Sonic versus Shadow dynamic. We got to hear more of Shadow's new voice actor, who's doing a fantastic job. And you get to learn more about how the Shadowverse works and why it works specifically with Sonic. And it sort of builds things up to Sonic learning more from his errors, you know, not stopping and listening and thinking and using his brain before leaping into trouble and making everything much worse. The animation dropped in quality. The depth of it, like, look, it's a Sonic show. It's a Sonic show.
Yeah, it is a Sonic show.
It's not like I'm expecting, I don't know, Lord of the Rings or something, but
Picasso. No.
What does Picasso go? It was just,
it was meh.
It was meh.
I'm struggling to find the words for it because it was just, they built it all up in season 1. I was like, you know what? I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Okay, they've left it on a cliffhanger.
Sonic. It's all coming together, baby.
And then,
yeah.
I just was bored. Parts dragged on too long, I felt, and then it skipped over other parts like way too quick.
Yeah, like it did some of my least favorite tropes, like the whole like miscommunication trope.
I hate that so much.
It's just, it's a bit of a step down. Animation not quite Sonic Boom level, but it really did feel like I was watching Sonic Boom. And like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy Sonic Boom, but only when I'm watching Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting down to watch Sonic Prime, I want Sonic Prime, not Sonic Boom. These are very different things. But I don't know. It left us in a cliffhanger, I guess.
Oh,
so.
Again, yeah. Will it get renewed? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe Netflix will cancel it.
I don't know if I want it renewed. Maybe, you know what? Sonic fans, rise up. Take control. Take over Sonic Prime. It's now ours. Season 3 can be whatever we make it. We can fix it. We can make him better. Can someone please cut me off?
No.
Okay.
Do it. Do more.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, it was just, even when it kind of picked up again at that point, I was just kind of done with it because I'm just, yeah.
Yeah. They put in a lot of work in the first season and they just
they dropped the ball.
They threw away the seeds that they were sowing.
Yeah.
They salted the earth. They dug up the little seedlings that they so lovingly planted and threw them in the garbage.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah.
And not even in the green bin.
Not
they
even
put
in
them
the green bin.
in the red bin.
In the red bin, where they don't belong.
Yeah.
Also, the big twist at the end felt really hollow.
Yeah, it's like, oh, really? You're doing this? It's like, in the first season, it was like the big twist at the end is Shadow was trying to communicate this whole time because he knows something.
He knows that Sonic is an idiot.
Yes. Which, to be fair, most characters knew that already. It's just that Shadow can bully Sonic into being somewhat competent at the hero stuff. Yeah. Yeah, there were fun moments. I really liked the Roses all teaming up. I'm a big fan of that. Just like Rusty Rose and Blackthorn.
It's Black Rose and Thorn Rose. You combine them.
Okay. Well, anyway, but yeah, I just really liked them hanging out. Also liked when Pirate Knuckles and Knuckles and Rebel Knuckles
versus Knuckles.
Yeah,
that was
just
good.
like they're like, we get along really well. We must destroy each other, which feels appropriate for Knuckles. Yeah, it's just hit a lot of high points, also hit a lot of low points,
and a lot of mid points,
and
mostly mid points.
A lot of mid points, which is.
I think it's better to be bad than to be mediocre.
Very wise words. And while we're thinking on that, while we're thinking on those words, My name is Zahra, and with me in the studio tonight is Caroline and Hazel.
Hello.
You're listening to Z Games, and it's actually the end of Z Games for tonight. Don't you worry. We'll be back next week.
Z Games will never die.
Z Games will never die.
Z Games
You
is
can
eternal.
isolate that audio and hold on to it, save it, put it in a vault, and we'll unlock it in 50 years live on air because Z Games will still be around in 50 years.
Back in my day, we talked about video games.
But for now, we're going to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
I love you.
We love you.
Have fun.
Call your grandparents. They love you and miss you.
If you'd like to listen to more, check out our podcast on Spotify.
Or follow us on social media at ZED Games AU.
See you next time.